The holidays are so much more than just families gathering for dinner. It's a special event amplified by the fixing and the trimmings that are set on the table. Here is Chef Craig with a dish you will be proud to serve your family this Thanksgiving.
Hello, this is Craig from Harvest Restaurant. My wife Tamara and I started Harvest about 11 years ago out here on the Sunshine Valley Farm Orchard property. And today I am going to demonstrate a sort of a twist on a classic Thanksgiving side dish. It's basically my version of cranberry sauce. It's almost a cranberry chutney. This is 1 pound of fresh cranberries. You can use fresh or frozen. I'm going to turn my burner on. And to that, it gets 1 cup of sugar, which seems like a lot, but cranberries are incredibly tart. 1 cup of fresh squeezed orange juice. And I have a Honeycrisp apple, peeled and diced, fairly large dice. This is going to cook for about 10 minutes. Then I do orange peel. I like to, instead of using a zester, I like to use large, basically a Swiss style peeler to get that peeled. And you can pick them out if you want. That's the good part. And then I have 1 vanilla bean split. And at this point, we'll mix it all together. It seems like a lot of liquid, but cranberries have a lot of pectin. And when they start to cook and explode, they will release that pectin and it will thicken. So we just have to bring this to a boil, make sure all the ingredients, the sugar's dissolved, all the ingredients are in the liquid. And then we'll bring this to a boil and let it boil for about 10 minutes. It will become noticeably thicker, and all of the cranberries will have burst open, and it'll be a little bit more looking like a jam, a very rustic jam. And so we just have to wait on that. Now, you can make this weeks before Thanksgiving, because there's usually a lot to make on Thanksgiving Day. So anything you have done ahead of time is definitely helpful. It's just now starting to come up to a boil, and I like to use a heat-proof spatula to mix it so that none of the sugar burns, and that way you can run it at a fairly high rolling boil. Okay, so after about 10 minutes, it is visibly thickened. This is the result of the sugar and the pectin from the cranberries, which have all burst open. And when you pull some of it out, you can kind of see how it is thickened up, and it will continue to thicken up. And so at this point, I'm going to turn it off and very carefully pour it into my bowl. Now, you can go back. I prefer to go back a little later, once it's cooled down a little bit, and get tongs and remove the orange peel and the vanilla bean. And for storage, you'll want to surface wrap this to prevent a skin from forming. Surface wrapping just means that you put the plastic wrap directly on the surface. Refrigerate it. You can put it into mason jars, a great way to store anything, or Tupperware containers, and pull it out and bring it to room temperature for Thanksgiving dinner. And there you have a cranberry chutney.